Everybody got something to say, and everybody got their own opinion. But understand that if I did not ask, I might not care.
Salutations, friends.
Salutations.
Salutations, friends.
Salutations.
My name is Brianna Bond, otherwise known as No Ordinary Scholar.
I thought it was about time that I preached my piece. Spoiler alert, it's about time.
I'm not a betting girl. That sounds amazing.
I'm listening.
Are you ready?
Salutations, friends. My name is Brianna Bond, otherwise known as No Ordinary Scholar, and this is another of these cutting room floor videos. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, go hit the iCard, which is in one of these corners. I don't know which one because I'm using my phone and I don't know which way it's going to reflect this when I'm actually doing my edits. So it'll be somewhere. And you'll see the video that I did last week, but for those of you who don't feel like doing that right now, I understand. Let's go over it again. So my alma mater, Eldorado High School, is going through what we from that community feel is an epidemic with mental health, mental illness, and depression, suicide. I believe there has been at least one suicide every year since I've graduated, and that's not including the two in my last 2 years of high school, or any of the people that attempted but did not actually succeed like I did. Nor does it include the people who were just thinking and contemplating about that, because once they're outside of those walls, it's not Eldo's problem anymore. A teacher of mine, I didn't actually have her as a teacher, did I? I don't think so. But she was a teacher, advisor for my speech and debate team, and she is reaching out to a bunch of the alumni and people in that community to try and reach out to the students and connect with the students, let them know that they are heard, they are loved, and that we want to be there for them because, again, there are these students that are feeling such a terrible way. But at the same time, whenever one is lost from that community, the entire school and all the students, all the teachers, everyone there is shaken and just pained whenever they lose someone, and when they have in such a recurring fashion, there's a lot of pain there that is not necessarily being treated and cared for as it needs to be. And so she wants us to send in letters that she would post around her classroom and around the halls of Eldorado. I lost my stamps a while ago. I swear I had a book of stamps. I don't know where it is, and stamps are expensive. I currently cannot afford to buy a new book of stamps because I think it's like $10 to $15 for a book of stamps, which I can't afford right now. But I still need to do something, so here is this. Salutations. You've been through something, or seen something, or felt something, and it changed your world. I can't tell you if things will ever be the same again. They aren't for me. But what happy, successful, good person has ever been proud to say that they're the exact same person they were in high school? What I can say for sure is with time and a tremendous amount of effort, things can get better. Just swear to yourself that you will put your health and safety first. And that's different for everybody. For me, that meant not going to my high school graduation, moving far away, dropping out of college, not going to therapy because it caused me more harm than good, and prioritizing the things that help me release these darker emotions, like writing and singing. Now, I'm not jumping for joy all the time. The damage to my social skills is still there, and I still have breakdowns. But the breakdowns don't come as often or last as long. music can't send me into a downward spiral anymore. And I haven't felt the need to hurt myself in about a year. It took a decent amount of time, but it is definitely progress, and I feel the difference. For once, I actually feel like it is possible for me to exist in this world. So no matter what, don't forget that it is always possible for things to change and get better, but be prepared for the demands that change may require. I actually really appreciate getting the chance to discuss this and talk about what I mean when I say a lot of these things. This has to do, like the cold open said, everyone has an opinion. Everyone thinks they know what you need. And it's sad how many people just won't listen when you want to be a part of that conversation. I remember a lot of people getting so upset or annoyed or dismissive with me when I would say, these are the things that I do because they help me and this is why. I remember the decision to not go to my graduation. And the reason for that was because I attempted suicide before my senior year of high school, a major triggering factor in it, and the thing that told me, yeah, no, it's done, I'm done, it's over, was a choir concert, the final show choir concert, and we had done a really great show that year. There was a big bond between the seniors and everyone in that choir, so we were really sad to see them go. We finished the show, everyone's crying, and there's just no one that cares enough to be with me for that. My best friend was nowhere in sight. The two people in my section that were leaving, I had been really aggressively upset about the fact that they were leaving and emotional, so they didn't really want to be around me, which I hated myself for. And then other than that, there was no one that even kind of would have cared. So I was just sitting there bawling alone, and it just kind of hit me none of these people would really even notice if I wasn't here. And I care so much about this. I love these people so much, but none of them care, so why am I here? And I knew that graduation, I also didn't go to my final show choir concerts, or a lot of the final choir concerts I didn't go to. I stopped going to choir class towards the end of my senior year. I discussed it with the teacher, and she was like, yeah, I understand, we'll figure something out for you instead. And so I didn't go to those concerts, and I knew graduation would be the exact same thing. I don't have a family, I don't have friends that are going to care that I'm going to be leaving, so I'm not gonna go, I'm not gonna put myself in that position. But I had so many people, you're gonna regret it, this isn't just about you, think of all the other people who are gonna miss you, think about your family. And there came a point where it felt like people would get more upset with me for doing the things that I needed to do in order to stay alive than they would ever be if I just killed myself. And that was not great thinking, and that was not great thinking. That is why it got so easy for me to go down that path. But there just had to be a point where I had to tell myself, I don't care what you want. I don't care about how me doing this thing, it's life or death for me. I don't care if it's happy or sad or happy or disappointed for you. I need to put myself first right now. Because there were situations like that. There were people who, I remember something very similar. A friend wanted me to go to his graduation party, and I said, if I go, there's going to be a lot of people there, I'm going to have a panic attack, and this is for you, this is about you, I don't want to draw away from that. And he said, either you come to my graduation party or I'm not talking to you again. We don't talk anymore. Because again, it's frustrating because people don't realize the position they're putting you in. But it was genuinely, I don't want to have to go through the anxiety attack that I know I'll have, because that's just what happens. That's just what I do when I'm around people. I can't help it. but I'm not going to put myself in that position. I also don't want to take away from this moment for you. I don't care if you're going to throw a hissy fit about the fact that I don't want to do it. So I had that kind of situation. It was stuff like that where it just felt like everyone wanted me to do certain things. There were things expected of me, but for the sake of my health, I just couldn't do it. And it takes a lot of strength and a lot of bravery to just be able to say no and be able to draw that line. And the line that I have, literally, it's not even a line in the sand anymore. It is a canyon in the desert that I had to draw, was my writing. Because if you've poked around this channel at all, if you've seen my name on Amazon, you know the books that it's associated with all have to do with depression, mental illness. Currently, by the time this comes out, my newest series, which is going to be mental health focused, shouldn't come out, but have come out yet. But yeah, I'm writing a full book series where mental health, depression, suicide, that is going to be a focus in it. And my latest book, I Hear Colors, is a book essentially just describing what I was going through and what was going on in my mind leading up to me deciding I wanted to kill myself and leading up to me attempting that. So that obviously begs the question for a lot of people about whether or not I should do it. And I've gotten a lot of people saying no. I get people saying like, you shouldn't write such dark things. You shouldn't write depressing things. I won't be happy until you start writing like super energetic, happy, like positive things. That's an issue I was having with my father. He would essentially like bail out on me if I mentioned depression, because if you mention it, if you acknowledge that it exists, then that's a problem. Pro tip, no, it is not. You've got to face it. You've got to deal with it, and you've got to like be able to look it in the eye and interact with it that way. So like I was having that issue with my father. I was having that issue with one of my cheer coaches. He bought me a notebook, I remember, and he said, here's this notebook, but don't write anything depressing in it. I like other people like on Facebook, because if I post anything, depression, mental illness are bound to come up. And people on Facebook, you shouldn't say these things, you're making me worry, don't make me worry. But writing has always been, for me, the one place where I can be 100% myself, whether it is myself as depressed, as suicidal, as awkward and anxious, as nerdy. And like I could always be 100% myself with my writing. And that was always my safe space. And that was always something I could guarantee I could turn to, no matter, because I was used to people leaving me. I have a lot of abandonment issues, so people are very much temporary in my mind, but I would always have a pen and paper. This has always been my therapy. This is something I so desperately need. Honest to God, without this, I would be probably dead, honestly. I would never have even been able to figure out that I was depressed, because what ended up happening was I was in like I've been depressed since elementary school. I didn't figure it out until like 8th grade, because when I was in 8th grade, suddenly all of my stories started out with a character portraying me that either attempted or committed suicide. And I was like, oh, maybe something's going on here. Maybe this is not that great. Maybe I have a problem or two. And that allowed me to be proactive with it and be able to just actually look out for myself in this regard. And having it now has been a way for me to dump out all of these emotions that are going through me, and to be able to just release the pressure that I feel building up inside when I'm having like a panic attack or a breakdown of sorts. I feel a lot of pressure in my chest. Writing, singing, all of that helps me to just release that pressure. but this is the safest way that I can do that. And so when people tell me, don't write depressively, that is something non-negotiable. This is something that I absolutely have to do. I'm going to write depressing things, and it is going to help me. I have had a response in which it has done things and has helped other people before, so that even more makes me sure that I am not going to stop writing all of my depressed and sad stuff, so good luck trying to convince me of that. But there's just a point where you have to have that line. You have to draw that line. You have to dig that canyon, so you know, for your own sake and your own safety, you have to be able to do the things that you need to stay safe. And I know that can be hard. I know I am personally privileged in the sense that I know what my issue is, and I know things that can help me. I also am privileged that I do not need to work full time in order to be able to stay in a house and provide for myself and my family. So I am able to work on these things that fulfill me and keep me happy and healthy more. And I also know that I'm privileged in the sense that I can feel comfortable calling out of work because I need a mental health care. And especially with this last one, I know a lot of people feel guilty, maybe because they need the money, so they don't want to call out of work, or maybe because they feel bad, they don't want to leave their job short-staffed. But you need to make sure that you are able to take a break, take a step away, and focus on making sure you are happy, you're healthy, and making sure you're safe. Thank you so much for listening. I'm getting all types of emotional, my face is hot right now. If you liked this or the last video, or you want to watch anything else that I have done in regards to mental health, which I've done a lot of it, you should definitely check out the Cutting Room Floor playlist on this channel here. Subscribe as well, and you'll get notified whenever I do more. But if you see this entire video setup and you're like, Brianna, why do you look like you recorded this on your phone? It's because I did. My computer broke, and the computer that I have to use is not good. I tried recording on it, it crashed, and then after I got it to not crash, the videos that I recorded could not be opened on any other device. It's great. So we're recording on my phone until I can raise and save $500 to fix the screen of my other one. So until then, we're doing this stuff. If you would like to support me in those endeavors, check out my Patreon. Link will be down below, patreon.com/bbond2343. There you can support me for as little as $2 a month. If you would like to do more, thank you. But literally any penny you can donate helps. It would be, again, focus right now with that money is going to be trying to fix that computer, because that's going to help with the videos. B, it's going to help with publishing these books. Got a lot of these books that were getting published. And C, it's just gonna help me keep up with you lovelies even more. But until next time, validations, friends.